Okay. Hi, you want to just tell us your name and a little bit about what recovery means to you?
I'm Kathy Cash, and I'm from Wichita. And recovery from mental illness means uh, getting better, not having to be in the hospital so much, a psych unit. I've been fortunate enough not to be in the hospital for 20 years this year. I take meds. I'll be graduating from therapy here in a couple weeks for the first time in 40 years. I'll probably be graduating from case management in the next 6 months. And it means being able to learn how to do my own thing and stay well. And I've learned how to do this thanks to the consumer-run organizations in the state of Kansas, and I'm just real pleased with it.
Okay, thank you. Can you briefly tell us just a little bit about what life was like before recovery? If you're comfortable with that.
Okay. I started trying to kill myself when I was 18 and a senior in high school. I was in the hospital, in and out, just regular hospital psychiatric units, at least probably about twice a year. That's been so long ago now, it's kind of hard to remember. The last time I was in a psych unit was here in Wichita in July of 1993. I'd take an overdose, or mostly taking overdoses, or be afraid of taking an overdose. But it was an unending circle with me. And but until 1990, when I got a real diagnosis of bipolar disorder, I had no real hope. And starting in January of '91, got some meds, and then I moved here in '92 and got on correct meds, and got some therapy going and everything else going, the CRO movement, and just really got to doing better. And here I am 20 years later now, and I'm ready to graduate from some of these programs.
Well, great.
It's a little scary, but I'm there.
Yeah. So anything else that you'd like to share, that as far as how your life has changed since you've been in recovery?
I got a job. I am a chat line operator. I talk to other people with mental illnesses who would otherwise be calling crisis line. I work 4 hours a week, one night a week, and I have worked that position since August of 2005.
Wow.
And that makes 8 years. That is the longest held job I have ever held in my life. My other jobs I held for 2 years. This one I've held for 8. So I feel pretty proud and pretty happy with myself for having done this.
Well, thank you. Thank you. What are some of the things that have helped you most in your recovery?
I think the CRO movement, the consumer-run organizations, when I moved here in '92, about 6 months after I got here, I got pulled into it, and I'm going, what's a consumer-run organization? And that is an organization ran by consumers, for consumers, by consumers. Consumers are the board. Consumers run it, they are the staff, and consumers are all the people who come to it. I've been going to these organizations ever since, and they have just really been the heart and soul of my recovery. I've gotten to get in the statewide network. I've gotten to travel throughout the country to some of the big conferences like Alternatives. I've gotten to learn so much, and therefore gotten to learn a lot about recovery and other people. Meet people from all over the United States, as well as some people from other countries. And it has taught me a lot about different cultures and how people recover in even different countries. And it's really helped me.
Good, thank you. How many recovery conferences have you been to, counting this one?
Recovery conferences. Oh, wow. 6, 7, about 8.
About 8, wow. And why do you keep coming back to the recovery conference?
They're fun, they're educational, and I love getting to see my friends that I haven't seen.
Okay, thank you. How do you, you've attended some recovery conferences in the past. How have you used what you've learned in your recovery, and how do you hope to use what you've learned at this recovery conference?
I use it for my own recovery, and I take it back to Project Independence and share it with the other people at Project in hopes that it will also help them. Because if you don't take it back and if you don't share it with your other consumers, it's not any good. You've got to share it.
Can you give us maybe a specific example of something you've used, or if something comes to mind? Nothing's coming to mind. That's okay.
I'm trying to think of something. I've gotten books at the other conferences and some of the information and stuff, and I brought books back with information, and I share the information with them. I've just gone to one meeting,
Today.
one workshop,
Yeah.
but I share the workshop, I share the knowledge, and try to get the people to see what's going on out there, and hey, here's some new ideas. Let's maybe look at working towards this maybe.
Great. Are there any other thoughts that you'd like to share about recovery or the recovery conference?
I think it's great. I wish that we would have more money to be able to have it bigger again, because I've been to the big ones. The big ones are awesome. And this year it's down because we had no money, less money. And a lot more people could have came if we could have been in town at the big convention center. I'm sorry if I'm saying this,
No.
but a lot of people, there's quite a few people that would have come if we'd been in town. And, I just think that would have been a better thing.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Oh, I know I will.